Hello, everyone. My name is Janine C. Fabelia, and I will be reporting about social mobilization continuum. And this time around, it's going to be the continuation of social groups in partnerships with non governmental organizations, community groups, and families. So let's just have a quick recap about what my group mate has already discussed. So for sure you have learned a lot about political and governmental sectors and their relationship with each other. So right here on this illustration by Ling on 1991, we can see that there are different sectors: the political, governmental, non-governmental, community groups, and families, and how communication plays a vital role in exchange of information up to the change in behavior. So as we can see here, each sector could start gathering information or data, and then start the communication dialogue um, up to achieving our social mobilization goal by changing the behavior or actions of the subjects or our beneficiaries. Of course, we consider the different variables as our classmate has already reported on the previous module 4, I think, or 5. We have different social mobilization variables, and that affects the person's behavior. So these are biological, cultural, social, and economic, as well as political variables. So in here, you can also see that the different communication channels that we can use are interpersonal, media, the traditional communication methods, and special events. So enough of that. Let's now proceed with the non-governmental organizations. I know that we are all familiar that an NGO is a nonprofit and governmental influence independent organizations. They are advocates for change, focused on grassroots mobilization. So NGOs has bottom-up approach when it comes to mobilizations. So, social mobilization role of NGO is to raise awareness on critical issues such as the human rights, environmental protection, and social justice, and of course, many more. For us to understand the different NGOs, or um, how NGOs play a vital role in social mobilization, I have given here examples. So, say for health services, we have the Philippine Red Cross. For environmental protection, we have Greenpeace Philippines. For families and children empowerment, we have Child Fund Philippines. And for human rights, we have Amnesty International. So each NGO has different campaigns and different stands. And these are just some, but for sure, I know you also know many. For the community groups, these are rather smaller sectors than of NGOs. So, community groups are volunteer organizations. They are more informal, smaller scale with short term engagement. The similarities between community groups and then the NGOs is that they also use the bottom up approach with the grassroots organizations. So, community groups are influenced by bayanihan or civic unity and pakikipagkapwa or connecting with others. So, community groups are everywhere actually. They provide support through grants, fundings, donations, service, research, and even in lobbying for policies. So here are some examples of community groups. We have the Food for Frontliner Philippines, which was formed during the pandemic era, the COVID-19 pandemic. They aim to help frontliners in times of crisis. We can also see the community pantries that each community has created. We have the Bantay Hayop at Davao for animal welfare. And in our own place, we have what we call Protect Damayan. I don't know if you already have this in your place, but Protect Damayan is a community organization where each member contributes 100 pesos for as a donation for someone who has a death in the family. So it's a really big help actually. And lastly, we also have the UP Gabay ISCO. So this is a student engagement organization where they also do different activities for the welfare of students. And lastly, we have the family. So we all know that the family is the basic unit in community, and they play a vital role in social mobilization because families are the primary agent of socialization. We all learned how to socialize because of our parents, of our siblings, and family is the initial setting for learning values, behaviors, and cultural traditions. So, families could either be a beneficiary, the subject, or a volunteer itself. So, now we ask, why build social mobilization partnerships with NGOs, community groups, and families? Simply to share resources. And these resources are technical resources, human resources, financial resources, and physical infrastructure. So, technical resources are the physical or virtual tools, for example, the vehicles that we use for transportation during our mobilization, the laboratories, the books, or even the software that we use in probing our social marketing campaigns. We also have human resources. So, human resources are the people itself. So, this could be the volunteers, your healthcare providers, or the experts who give talk to one of your programs. For the financial resources, of course, this is the money or the funds that we use for our mobilization or for our projects. Physical infrastructure is the location or the facility that you use during the mobilization. You could even stay in this facility. For example, a healthcare facility, a recycling plant, or even a gymnasium. So, simply speaking, partnerships fills the gaps in program implementation.